Well, good morning, y'all. This is Bobby Leslie, broadcasting live from Fredericksburg, Texas. I'm sitting in here for my old friend, my good bud, Robert Phoenix. He's let me have a little crack at this new so-called social media thing, where I get to broadcast live directly from the center of my brain, which quite often is fairly empty. Now, when I say that, what I'm really trying to get at is I try to get to the great void. You know, the great void of things, the center of the universe, where there's just completely everything and nothing simultaneously, right? So that's where I try to do my broadcasting from, just in my daily life in general. Sometimes it gets me in a little bit of trouble because I don't have a whole lot of a filter here. So I'm going to get into this today, and we're going to be talking about some outlaw truths. That's right, because that's what I bring to the table. I bring a little outlaw truth. That's what we practice here in the Hill Country. Now, we try to be as polite as we possibly can be, because that's the Texan kind of way. You know, we don't want to ruffle too many feathers. But if we have to, we will take out the 6-shooter and we will unload at point-blank range. And that's what I'm hoping to do here today, is bring you a little bit of epiphany, a little bit of truth, a little bit of Hill Country revelation. So let's just get right on into this thing. Now, I got another Texan that has been popping up in the news recently. You might know him. His name is Alex Jones, a.k.a. AJ. Be broadcasting to you live from Austin, Texas, which I'm going to be broadcasting to you live from tomorrow. Well, I won't be there myself, but my good friend Robert Phoenix, he'll be there. So you can check him out live from Austin, Texas. I'll be along for the ride, maybe, if he allows me to step in, perhaps. Although, you know, that's going to be his show. So I'll be there, and Robert will be broadcasting to you live from Austin, Texas, at South by Southwest. You know, that kind of hippy-dippy, new age trippy thing that they got going on down there. Yeah, you know, when I was down in Austin recently, you know, I got to check out things a little bit. Now, let me tell you, the women are looking a lot better than the men. The women are looking pretty darn feminine in Austin, but then again, so are the men. But the women are doing a better job of it. I can tell you that right now. So tomorrow, you know, we're gonna have Rob's gonna have Freeman on his show live. And he's also going to have that really smart and sassy Emily Moore. She's going to be on the show as well. It's going to be Robert and Freeman and Emily broadcasting to you live from Austin, Texas. It's South by Southwest. That's right. And they'll be talking about Austin and what Austin is and what it was and what it's becoming. So be sure to tune in on that. That'll be happening on this channel. I believe it's this channel. Hold on. Let me check with the producers. What channel? Oh, on the radio forecast side of things, okay? So go check that out tomorrow. Should be good. Got a couple of, I think I got a couple, he's got a couple of maybe surprise guests that might be joining him as well. It's going to be a fun show. What about today's show? We're going to have fun today? Well, Bobby Leslie always aims to have a little fun in his life. Let me tell you that right now. Because a little fun in life is just, you know, it's an essential daily ingredient. You know, it should be one of the food groups. Fun should be one of the food groups, if you ask me. So we're having a little fun here today, but I need to talk a little bit about Alex Jones. You know, Alex seems to be having his, you know, Paul on the road to Damascus kind of moment. You know, he's talking a little bit of smackadelic about our president, one Donald J. Trump. He's been having a bit of a change of heart. And, you know, Alex don't seem to be the only one having that change of heart. No. Seems to be a change of heart happening all over the country. We got Miss Ann Coulter. You know, Ann Coulter's 6 feet tall. Do you know that? That's a long woman. That is a tall drinker woman, that Ann Coulter. And I found out something else really kind of strange about Ann Coulter. She got a long-term relationship with Jimmy J.J. Walker, right? You know him? Mr. Dynamite. Yeah, they got a long time relationship going on. Hey, more power to them, you know. Everybody needs a little love, a little friendship, a little companionship, whatever gets you through the night. Anyway, that Ann Coulter, she turned on Trump and turned on him hard. Hard right. She took a hard right on the Donald. And you know what? She ain't alone. People are starting to take the Donald to task a little bit for those promises. Remember those promises about building a wall and about doing all kinds of other stuff that clearly was American at its heart, an agenda that was American at its core. And he seems to have strayed just a little far to the center, a little bit to the left of that agenda, if I do say so myself. But let's get back to Mr. Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones, he had about a big 10-minute little monologue, kind of diatribe kind of thing, over on that little channel, his InfoWars. He never invited me on that damn channel. He should. You can get an earful from a real Texan. Anyway, Hill Country style. Anyway, Alex is going on and on and on about the things that the Donald didn't do. You know what? Alex is right. He's right. He's finally coming to see the light. But I got to say something. Alex Jones, he's not going far enough. Oh, no. He's not going far enough. Alex Jones is going to have to start naming some names. Alex Jones is going to have to start taking a stance. Alex Jones is going to have to get his little tippy toes right up to that third rail. You know what I'm saying? You know, Alex Jones never says boo or peep about Mr. Jared Kushner. Oh, no. He leaves that boy well enough alone. He leaves the Lord of 666 Fifth Avenue well enough alone. Yeah. There's a reason why for that. Y'all know that, right? Alex got him some handlers. Some big-time handlers. That's right. You know Daddy Jones? Daddy Jones, David Jones, the dentist, you know. He's a Christian Zionist. That's what I've been told. So Alex Jones got some Christian Zionist background in his blood. And maybe, you know, there was a picture of him circulating around the internet where he was wearing one of those Freemasonic aprons. You know? Apparently got scrubbed, though. You notice Alex never says poop or beep or boo about those Masons. Oh, no. Never talks about them. But I know that he has probably has a little conference call with Dr. Joseph Farrell before a show, because he sure as hell talks a lot about Nazis. You know what I'm saying? Nazis are the great scapegoat. You want to blame the ills of the 20th century and all the secret societies and the secret programs and the secret torture. Oh, you just go right back to those Nazis. They're easy, you know? Just look at that movie that Quentin Tarantino made, Inglourious Bastards. Come on now. Another big scapegoat film, revenge porn. That's what they called it. That's right. So that's what Alex talks about a lot. He talks a lot about Nazis. You know, it ain't all the Nazis game. Alex never talks about the Rothschilds. He never talks about the Goldschmidts. He never talks about Bernard Baruch or Jacob Schiff. He never talks about no Bolsheviks. No. He says far clear and wide from that subject and that topic. And we all know why. You know, and his little diatribe, his little confession. That's what Alex Jones had. He had a confessional. He said, "I gotta confess to y'all. I gotta get this off my chest, because I'm feeling pretty bad. You know, I sold that man real hard for y'all. Real hard. In fact, he might have gotten elected, partially due to my everyday exhortations about my Alex Jones impression. Well, Bobby Leslie don't do it as good as the other guy. What's his name? Robert Phoenix? Yeah, he don't do as... No, Bobby Jones or Bobby Leslie, you know, Bobby Jones. He's a golfer. What the hell? Anyway. Alex Jones, see, I'm talking Alex Jones. He's got to start talking real. He thinks he's talking real, okay? He thinks people think he's talking real. He's not talking real. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, this is a censorship war against Christians. Okay, Christians, conservatives. Because that's what he was talking about. You know, he was talking about YouTube and Facebook and Google and, Twitter and all them things. And that somehow, President Trump is not standing by the conservative Christian community and making sure those First Amendment rights are honored, right? Well, why don't Al just come right out and say it? Because he was talking about the persecution of Christians and conservatives. Why don't he just come right out and say that really there's a program going on right now to eradicate the white race? Why don't he just come right out and say that? Oh, wow, there may be some legal repercussions around that. He can't quite do that now, can he? That he'd like to, but he can't. Because that's what it seems like it just might be happening. Why do you think we'll have all this racial division and strife? You know, yesterday I was listening to some of that music from the 80s. Yeah, as far as the country and western music goes, I got to go a little bit further back than the 80s. I got to go back to the 1950s and 1960s. Get me some of that good outlaw music, some Waylon Jennings, some Willie. That's the good stuff right there. You know, I like me a little bit of Hank Williams. Hank One. Hank One he was the best. Hank One is the best. Anyway, I only got a half hour today, so I got to kind of burn and churn. And I don't want to get too caught up. But I happened upon one of these videos. It was that guy, Phil Collins. You know, he's a Mason. He's a big-time Mason. He did this song called She's an Easy Lover with Philip Bailey. Boy, those boys, they sounded so good together. Harmonizing. They sound great. And you know what? Just two blokes. Well, isn't that what Phil Collins would say? He called himself a bloke, right? Two blokes just having a good old time singing. Didn't matter what color there was. It was beautiful. And look at where we are now. You know, this is the Bolsheviks. This is their doing. You know, they want to have themselves another revolution. And they want to be able to use this hate and foment and divide people and conquer people. Quite frankly, I think it's a bunch of poppycock. Okay? Poppycock. Because we can all get along. That don't always mean we have to live together, sleep together, shower together. We don't have to do any of all that together. We can have our own lives, our own families, our own neighborhoods. It's all fine. But we can all get along together. There's no problem with that. You know, back in the day, we'd all be able to, you know, rally around this idea that we'd have a family, we had kids, we'd have all these things in common, you know? The raising of our little ones, bring them up strong. We all had that in common. We all just wanted the best for them. Oh, guess what happened? I guess this idea of the family became very passé, as the French would say. Yeah. So now, what do we have in common? Not a whole lot of times. That is the most biological, foundational, fundamental thing we all share. It's called having a family. That's right. But now it's about divide and conquer, and it's them Bolsheviks that want to be able to use the fuel of hate and enmity to be able to stage their revolution and take the United States of America right down the drain. And you know what? They are aided and abetted by the corporate masters. Always have been, always will be. Because the corporate masters, they want to control the game. They want to be on top. Whether it's the bankers funding that Bolshevik revolution with Trotsky and Lenin. You know they did that from New York City. We got a new version of that now, and now it's Nike. Guess what? Dick's Sporting Goods has decided they want to give up guns. They want to stop selling guns. Oh, let's give a little round of applause for Dick's. Oh, don't that feel good? Don't that feel good, Dick? You know what's going to happen to Dick's? I could indulge in a little sly bit of witticism and punniness here, but I'm going to refrain from that. It's too easy. I'm not going to stoop that low. But I think once Dick's gets rid of guns, Dick's going to be shooting blanks, okay? Let's be clear about that, because there'll be other stores that'll be able to sell those Second Amendment armaments. That's right. So Dick's, adios. That's what they say a little south of here. Adios. Adios, Ricardo. Ha ha. We'll see y'all later. So speaking of them Bolsheviks, you know, I watched that show that Robert and Chris and Steve did. I watched that show about the Frankfurt School. I had to scratch my head on that shit. I really did. I looked at these Frankfurts, okay? I looked at them. And apparently, part of their ideology is about being violent, right? Their violence is part of their strategy to overthrow systems. When you look at those Frankfurts, some of those Frankfurts never look like they've thrown a punch in their life, or even taken a punch in their life. I mean, some of those Frankfurts, it looks like you could just blow on them, and they would just fall over. Ain't that the shit? You got this strategy set up by these people, so-called intellectuals, and they're promoting some violence to go along with it. And about as violent as they get is probably calling somebody an idiot because they ain't as smart as they think they are, right? Come on now. And this is a big problem you see that we got here. Is that the people that are clamoring for violence never been in a fight before. You've never been in a fight before. You don't know what violence is. You've never been punched in the nose. Your nose get all bloody. And that blood come running down your face. You ever get punched in the stomach and the wig get knocked out of you? You never know what it's like to be in no fight. It's real easy to advocate some kind of violence. What about that Barack Obama? You think he ever been in a fight? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that Barack Obama would last 5 seconds in a real fight. In fact, I think that lady guy he be with, that Michael, she'd kick his ass. If there were Vegas odds, I'd take Michael over Barry in a Vegas minute. That's what I do. It's ironic though, right? And then you got people, who might be promoting something a little radical called peace. Peace amongst one another. Maybe these people are the ones to be feared. Maybe these people are the ones that, if they needed to be pushed far enough, having to defend the things that they hold close to their hearts. Bobby Leslie been smoking a few Marlboros this morning. Excuse me. But if they had a little bit of that love in their hearts and they were defending something they really believed in, but not wanting to be on the other side of that altercation with the people who hold peace in their hearts. You know why? Because peace is a sacred thing. And peace is something that you defend your life for and with. It's like those samurai warriors back in medieval Japan. They had that samurai. They didn't take that sword out. They didn't take that sword out unless they were going to do something to somebody, Anyway. This is the state of the world we're living in now. But AJ, I do commend you for coming to see the light a little bit. But I got to say that your light is really how do I say this now? It's about equivalent to a big lighter. What you really need, AJ, what you really, really need is you need a big light. A light so bright that you can't hold back no longer. Wouldn't that feel good, Alex? Just let it all out. All the real truth it's in your heart. Trust Bobby Leslie. Feels good. What else I want to talk about today? Speaking of power outages, a light not being enough. How about that Facebook thing? Woo, baby. Facebook is out, and Instagram is out, and WhatsApp is out, and you know what? I didn't even know. I didn't know later on in the day. Because I was doing what Bobby Leslie does, right? Bobby Leslie is working. It's American. It's an American thing to work. So I was working. Later in the day, I check in, and guess what? Ain't no Facebook. I didn't care. Now, a good friend of mine, Mr. Justin, now he was all curious about this. He called his local phone company. He said that what the phone company said, because there was some other stuff going on. This big storm, this big winter storm hitting the Midwest. I got to tell you, feels like the first day of spring here. Got that straight. When he called his phone company, he said that they was turning on that 5G. That's what was happening. yesterday was the 5G day, and that they were making a big switch in a lot of different areas, you know. And maybe that's why a lot of these so-called companies went down for a little bit. Now, if we got 5G coming online, we got ourselves a little shootout at the OK Corral, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking, you know, metaphorically, of course. Ain't nobody gonna go shoot at no 5G towers. That's not how we do business. Now, we do business in a way that is much more above board and authentic. But I will say this, you know, Bobby Leslie, not just any old cowboy from the Hill Country bringing the truth. We got a little psychic thing going on here as well, you know. We humans, we forgot all of our psychic powers and a lot of our spiritual gifts because we decided to give them over to this so-called technology. But we got all that stuff. Everything that this technology stuff does, we got inside of us is true. All you got to do is stop for a while, find out. Let those gifts come online, as they say. Don't worry about no Facebook. It ain't nothing. What do we have? There's the internet. Well, I'll tell you what we got. We got the internet, okay? I-N-N-E-R-E-T, internet. That's what we got. Don't ever forget that. We're all connected. You know how that goes. You be thinking about somebody, and then they call you. Who needs Facebook? Who even needs a cell phone? At some point, we won't. Because maybe at some point, some of us may decide to stop using it for reasons that may be more apparent in the future than they are now. Just put that aside a little bit. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but I got to tell y'all, don't be scared. Don't be frightened. Everything's going to be just fine. We may be walking through the valley of darkness. Look, I'm wearing black. I'm prepared, okay? But it's going to be all right. We're going to get through to the other side. And guess what's going to happen on the other side? A lot of these cretins and a lot of these Bolsheviks, they're not going to be there. Then they're going to be a happy day. Finally, we get the varmints off the ranch. Finally, we get the varmints off the Big 40. Looking forward to that day. And I hope to share it with y'all. In the meantime, we're going to keep each other real good company. And we're going to take care of each other. We're going to make sure everybody's safe. We got each other's back. Because that's how we do it here in the Hill Country. We take care of business. And you're part of the business. Now, to that end, I want to bring up a little lady who likes to watch this show. She lives up in the Montana region, the Dakota region. She's way up there. Her name is Jean. And Jean having a hard time these days. She's got a thyroid that is out of control. And Jean's going to have to get that thyroid removed. And I know Jean is a little bit scared around that. And Jean, just want to let you know we're all with you. We're all with you, sugar. We know you're going through a tough time, but you're not alone. Everybody goes through some medical malady at some point in time. And so we have empathy and compassion for you. So all you are listening and watching, keep Jean in your thoughts. She's having some hard moments. You know, they call them the white knucklers. You get on a big bull. You get on a big, big bull. You know what I'm talking about, those white knucklers. So she's having a bit of a white knuckle moment. So Jean, we love y'all, and make sure that you take good care of yourself. And we got you in our thoughts and our prayers. And that's the way it should be. We're all one big family here. And Bobby Leslie's just going to want to remind you about that. All right? Got to keep it real, keep it clean. And make sure we got the love flowing to the big circle. The big circle of this little world that we talk in, you know, on this newfangled technology. And then we bring that circle, we expand it outward. You know, that's how it goes. That's the story. Anyway, I'm usually a man of few words. But today, I got to be able to share some of my words with y'all. And tomorrow, Robert will be back. And he'll be down in Austin at the Freakadeakus out by Southwest. And he'll be talking with Freeman and Emily. It's going to be a really good show. Don't you miss it. That's going to be around 12 noon Central Standard Time. Over on that channel, the 11th House channel. Okay? Don't you all miss that show. It's going to be good. We'll be talking about Austin. and a lot of other stuff. You know that Wacky Freeman. He's got some crazy ideas, but I love him. Love him to death. All right, what does that boy say about the head and the heart? Where you gotta use your head to discern what's real and your heart to stay open to what's possible? Well, why don't we try that today? This is Bobby Leslie. It's been a real pleasure being with y'all on this Throwback Thursday. And I may come back sometime soon if Robert decides to invite me back. You know, I might get the hang of this thing one of these days. In the meantime, y'all welcome to come to the Hill Country. Come find me. You can buy me a nice cold glass of iced tea and lemonade. Now, I don't like my iced tea sweet. Because I gotta tell you, Bobby Leslie's sweet enough. I'm out of here. Have just a great, great, great day.